Won't this be a surprise for everybody?
Mm-hmm. Always a surprise to see us.
What? They're still there? Yes, we are.
Mm-hmm. It is Dead Man that I have up first. I was like, what do I have out there? I don't even know. So we will just wait for people to come on.
Hey, Ford.
Silent
RK Rebs 82 says, cool.
Cool.
Oh, there's a place called Monkey Blood Comics. That sounds like fun.
Sam Green is watching.
Hey, Sam.
So we're just loading up for our quick Friday show, which is mostly some books, CGCs, a little bit of our low end stuff, and then
Some other random stuff.
did I say Prince already? I think I did.
I don't know, man.
I just grabbed stuff. Let's put it that way.
This is our casual Friday. We're not, like, really stressing today.
Nope. Because everybody's been on the beach today. Today was a beautiful day.
Yes, our brains are at the beach. We're still
No,
here.
actually, our brains were at the miniature golf course.
That's true. Well, that's only because you wrote putt side instead of outside.
Well, if there was a miniature golf course, you and I would have been on. today.
Sam Green says, I did not check my messages. Is Eminem available?
Yes.
Well, check your messages.
Yes, it is, Sam.
We are now his secretaries.
I have put it away already for you. You're heading to the beach now?
Are there beaches in Canada?
Yeah, are
Isn't
there
it too
beaches
cold?
in Canada? There's got to be beaches in Canada, right?
Mm.
I would think there's beaches in Canada. Sam, are there beaches in Canada? Because then I can put it on my list
He
of
just
things.
wrote, buy Eminem.
No, we're talking beaches. We're not talking M&Ms right now.
Right, and Chris already said she put it aside for you.
It's already put aside. I'll say so. He's in a desert.
Well, either he's in a desert or he's in a dessert. Because he may have spelled it wrong.
I would rather Sam Green be in a dessert. A hot fudge sundae. Because, he is the man around the house, right?
He is the house husband.
He is
yes.
the house husband. So, house husband, are you a hot fudge sundae tonight?
He is the trophy
Okay,
husband.
this is for Sam buying
Hold on.
M&M.
Zoom out.
No, not working.
You need help.
Okay, hold on. The string didn't break.
It's because it's Sam's. Here, give me.
I think we can do another one.
Wow, it got caught under the thing that's
It got
supposed
caught
to
in
push it
the
out.
string. Yeah, the string got caught. The top it didn't break. Here. I'll see it. Hang on. Let's try another one here.
You ready?
I'm ready. Oh,
There you go.
someday my big bombs will come
It's
back.
because it was Sam's.
No, that place hasn't had my big bombs. I don't know if they got taken off. the
No, I mean
market.
that one didn't work because it was for Sam.
Yes, Canada has beaches.
Sam broke it for it.
Right,
Said,
and Canada is only dessert. Okay,
Desert.
because Canada only has one dessert.
All right. Speaking of desserts, all right. What is Canada known for when it comes to desserts? Like, if we
what
go
is
to
the
Canada,
dessert of Canada?
what is it that we have to have because it's Canadian?
I bet
Other
you-
than bacon.
Maybe it's like vanilla ice cream with maple syrup.
Mm.
That would be really good, actually. Put in some ice cream cone in that with a little bit of chocolate.
But
sprinkles.
Canadian bacon doesn't count.
I will. Vanilla ice cream and bacon is an interesting combo.
Beaver tails? Well, being as I've had gator tail, it might not be all that different. Gator tail is actually pretty good.
It is, but beaver tail ice cream?
No, he's not talking ice cream.
Oh, he's talking desserts. I'm sorry, I went off.
Oh, he says Canadian funnel cakes for dessert. I think beaver tails is more savory than sweet. At least I'm hoping. Or maybe it depends on the beaver.
With ice cream? Obviously, I want some ice cream.
It is so the end of the week for me and
It
Chris.
is so the end of the week, exactly. Okay, so for those who've come on with us, which we know everyone has come on with us, this is our Friday night crazy night.
Sorry, guys, gotta go. Bye. Fine. Bye, Sam.
He got what he wanted. He got this, and he got his explosion. Okay, so basically this is the Neil Adams Show. We do a little show on Fridays. Our major show is now on Wednesdays, and we usually come on at 7:15 on Neil's Facebook,
Eastern Standard Time,
and his Instagram.
and
So
YouTube.
This is we used to come on 2 nights a week. We're now, because of summer, coming on a little earlier.
Yes, we want to go home Friday night.
Well, that and there's just a lot happening. Between like who's going to be the next president of the U.S. and all the
San
fighting.
Diego Comic-Con is going on right now.
And then you have the Olympics starting today. And then Joe Biden wants to come on and say some stuff. And then Kamala Harris is going to want to come on and say some stuff. Then Trump will do something. And so it's just easier to do it earlier in the day before all the crazy starts. So Fridays, we're coming on early. And like I said, it's going to be a little different. We're going to do some books, some prints, some CGCs, and lower end art. Our bigger end art will always be on Wednesday nights. Didn't fake vanilla comes from Beaver. Okay.
Fake vanilla?
No.
There's fake vanilla?
I'm sure there's got to be fake vanilla. Okay, so basically my dad would be screaming, what is wrong with you guys right now?
Yeah.
And get your shit together. So Z and I are going to get our shit together.
Well, Dad would have eaten most of our Tony's de Napoli anyway.
So basically, I'm going to start the show today with an 8.5 by 11 Dead Man, which Neil loved Dead Man as a character. I think because Dead Man was emotional.
He's very angry.
Well,
He's
an emotional character.
He felt a little screwed over, and I can't say as I blame him, because I do think that Boston Brand got the short end of the lollipop.
Well, this is true.
Hey, Sarah. Sarah, I got some fun stuff coming up.
She does have some fun stuff coming up. Zia has been at night doing crazy paintings. This is 8.5 by 11 Dead Man. I chose this to be my first piece of the day. I almost said night.
Well, it's not quite night yet, but
And
it's getting there.
if you're interested in purchasing this, then you would just write in the comment bar, just like how everybody has said hello to us, that I am claiming Dead Man. And then we know what piece, the more information you can give us, because when it comes to Batman, there's many different Batmans. So it's good to use the words we use. Yep, we're way early today, Mike Rock.
I was laughing at Sarah saying, Zia being crazy? I'm in. I love you, Sarah. You're awesome.
So I have an 8.5 by 11 Batman. Dead Man.
One of those men.
One of those
That's
guys
like
Neil Adams
not
likes
just
to
a man.
draw.
Yes.
And this one is pencil and ink Neil. The color on this, the skin tone of Dead Man is Neil. And the rest of it is Zia. It is a signed piece by Neil. This is a piece that we actually found in the drawers that was drawn and half colored, and Zia finished the coloring on it. And it is our first piece for the night. It is 1800. For those of you who find this on tonight, later tonight, and you go, what happened? I thought they come on late at night. If there's anything that you see during our show, you can always direct message us at any point, such as I won't say Sam Green reached out a little earlier before the show and asked if the M&Ms are still available. And I answered him, and we discussed it, and made sure I had the right M&M piece he was talking about. And that's how people do it these days. More and more people are buying stuff offline than they are during the show. So you can always just write, I want to claim something in that comment bar. We'll see it and then acknowledge it during the show. Or if you're not on with us because you're still at work or something, just like we're still at work, basically you can just, direct messages over the weekend. We'll pull the piece to the side. We let everyone know that that piece has been pulled to the side so that no one else can buy it till we get in touch with you on Monday.
And for those of you on YouTube where there is no direct message, I have just put up the website to neiladamsstore.com. There is a contact us link there that you can email us, and if you see anything on the show, that is how you would contact us.
Right.
But if you want to claim, if you're on right now and you want to claim something while we're live, you just claim in the comment bar and we will see that.
Exactly. Thank you, Mrs. Potato. Okay, so Dead Man was our first piece.
We need a vacation.
I'm going to put Dead Man to the side. So is everybody still at work or is everybody home today? Because I will say in New York City, this has been the best day.
Yeah, in a while.
That it's been nice out. We actually even opened the windows at Continuity today. So what I have up next is a print. It is a 13 by 19 print. This is a Conan piece that Neil did as a finished pencil render. It is signed by Neil. This may be all I have left. Maybe I have one more. I think this might be it. This is $100 to buy. It is signed by Neil. It is a great Conan piece.
Oh, Happy Towers came up on YouTube. I love Happy Towers.
On Fridays, he works the tube.
Oh, and Happy Towers, I just put some varnish on the Killer Clowns, so they will go out on Monday.
I thought Killer Clowns was Ford.
What was that for?
It was Ford.
Okay, Ford. Somebody put me to bed, okay? I need to go to bed.
It was the plane that Felix
That's
bought.
right.
That's why you're Felixing. Okay, so once again, we have Conan saving a girl from a icky guy.
A big
monster.
ape thing.
Right. This is done in Neil's finished pencil render style. It is $100 to buy. It does have a signature by Neil at the bottom. The size of this is 13 by 19. And again, this I believe is my last one for $100. I would buy this one. This would be one I would buy. For those of you who pick by Chris. Okay, next up is another print. And this one, I think I only have this one. But actually, this is a copy of the one I have, because the one I have has an original Neil Adams signature versus this one has a printed signature. So, but I believe this is one only
This is our display
so
model.
far that I have found of Neil Adams signed actually himself of this Nighthawk piece. 13 by 19. Nighthawk is a character that Continuity and Neil Adams created. Happy Tower says, I have one of those Conan pieces I just showed.
See, he just switched from YouTube to Facebook.
Came in and he loves his Conan render. So Nighthawk is, to me, it was finally having, I mean, a lot of Continuity's characters were good guys. Not that Nighthawk isn't a good guy. But there was something about Nighthawk that was very reminiscent of Batman.
It's a little dark.
He's a little dark, but he really isn't. I mean, he's
got a touch of like, he'll dance that line.
Yeah, he'll dance that line.
It's like Superman will stay far away from the line, but Batman and Nighthawk, they dance around that line.
That is
Hello, Meta One Zombie.
So once again, this is a 13 by 19 of Nighthawk. And I think the art on this is fantastic. Even the logo design on this is Neil. So I don't mind that it has...
And that was actually hand done by Neil.
Right. Exactly.
Because that did not do digital.
Right. Neil hand did.
Hand drew.
Hand drew.
Illustrated. How about that?
All of Continuity's logos were done by Neil. So not only was he a good artist, he was actually good at lettering. And doing lettering that's logos is not easy.
Actually, he even wrote in all caps.
He did.
Like comic book lettering.
That's how you know you have a true Neil Adams letter.
There were no lowercase.
Anyone who has a letter in lowercase letters, it's a forgery.
Although the letters were a bit chicken scratchy.
They're just crunched.
Yeah.
That had a way of crunch writing.
Yeah.
So,
there are very few people that could read Dad's handwritten notes.
that is true. Many a person would get a hand letter by Dad and then call me and say, Chris, read this to me.
What does this mean?
Okay, so we have Nighthawk for 100, signed by Neil.
Well, Facebook has got the scan in hands too, you silly. But hey, however you want to watch this, man.
Okay. Facebook has the scan and skin.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay, so this is an older one, which we only have 2 of these left, I believe. This is a finished pencil render of Batman and obviously a young Bruce Wayne. This was based on the show Gotham, and Neil did this when we were doing, what was it called, Heroes and Villains shows? Because Heroes and Villains shows were primarily actor shows. And there was a weekend that we were actually right next to the Gotham show people.
Oh, okay, that makes sense then. Yeah, I got it.
What? I'm not blown up on a 55-inch TV.
No, you are. You're just blown up on a 55-inch TV on YouTube, not on Facebook.
Okay. Gotcha.
Now I get it.
And this is a signed print by Neil, 13 by 19. There are 2 of these left. The price on this is $100.
Alright, so I'm gonna leave claim $100 until you tell me that there's a different price.
Yeah. Okay. I think these are all going to be plain $100. So
that I can work with.
To the side. Again, if you're watching this and we're not currently on, please feel free to direct message us. Okay, I think I have 1 of these left. This is the Batman Odyssey 2 cover done in pencil by Neil. And this is Batman protecting himself from a lot of different bullets
with his bulletproof cape.
And it is a signed print by Neil, 13 by 19. Again, $100 to buy. So, but it's interesting. I've shown a lot of Neil's later work. Okay, here's a color piece. I have a couple of Poison Ivies left. This is one of the few times that Neil actually drew Poison Ivy. She's reflecting. If I can get her any better.
Yeah, maybe if you get her a little bit more upright. You might have to turn your plastic. All right, great. You good?
Okay.
She got a couple of flares, but it's not too bad.
Right. So I can push it more forward. Hold on a second.
Okay, stop there.
Okay.
You're good.
We have problems with the daylight, even though we've blocked a lot of the sun.
Yes, we're not in our vampire hours.
Yeah. So this is her kind of with a Venus flytrap and other flowers. Pencil and ink Neil. Color on this is, I believe, Coriander.
Yeah, this is Mom.
13 by 19. Signed by Neil. I believe I have 2 of these left for $100. And it's a rarity that Neil actually does Poison Ivy, not a character that he really did, during his runs on Batman.
No, and it's great because he pulled all his carnivorous plant reference. Because you got the vase ones, you got the Venus flytraps and stuff. So they're all carnivorous plants behind her.
Right. So I always find it interesting when Neil does characters that he didn't really draw in comic books, but then he did them later, like for our shows.
And then we watch it and we go, damn, they really missed out not getting Dad to draw this character.
Right, exactly. Okay, next up is Wonder Woman. Get a pencil. So the only places you would get a lot of these prints would be either through our show or at a convention. If you were at a convention with Neil, a lot of these were sold at our table during conventions. So obviously this is based on a Gal Gadot Wonder Woman from the movies. This is Neil's pencil to the big piece that a lot of people have in color.
Felix, do you have a lot of carnivorous plants?
13 by 19, signed by Neil for $100.
I actually have a couple of water lilies growing in a little
That's
plate
right.
over by the window where Pete sits.
We're
I
actually
got 3 sprouts.
we're trying to give bees water.
Yeah, we were trying to give bees water, so we put it outside on the ledge, but it's like the air is just so filthy. We took it inside because it was just too gross. So we took them inside.
But the bees could actually drink water. They'd have to come out our windowsill though.
Yeah.
Okay, for Wonder Woman.
See, I'd be okay with a bee getting in here because I'm really good with bees. I learned that in I think it was middle school. I had a friend who was allergic to bees and had an EpiPen. So whenever we were in the lunchroom, it was my job to get the bee back out the window. So I would gently tap it down and then bat it out the window, and I never once got stung. Wasps, on the other hand, those are little freaking monsters.
Yeah, they have a bad attitude.
They have a very bad attitude. They're pig-headed and have bad attitudes.
This is true. Okay, so this is one of my favorite covers that Neil did, which is very not Neil-like in a lot of ways, which maybe that's why it's one of my more favorite covers of Neil's. It is a Dark Knight 3. Let me push the top forward. A Dark Knight 3 cover. In some ways, as much as you feel like this is more about the color, it is the composition of this piece that makes it very interesting
The color helps.
with the color, right?
It gives that little extra oomph.
Correct. So the
Ooh.
size of this is 13 by 19, and the price on this is 100. And again, this piece is a Corey Adams colored piece. And I just thought this was like, it's like being in a tornado with Batman.
Yep.
So that's a Dark Knight 3, signed by Neil.
Happy Tower says light source is perfect.
Yeah.
Oops.
Okay, next up is a 13 by 19 print that's on that nice Giclée paper. This is 100 to buy. This actually started as a piece that somebody bought. I'm not quite sure if it was commissioned or not, but it was a piece that Neil did for the show one way or another. And then we loved it enough that Neil decided to make it into a cover. He redrew it again for the cover. And this is the cover. If you don't like heights, I would say this is not the cover for you.
This is one of those woogie leg drawings.
It's 100 to buy. It is signed by Neil. 13 by 19 is the size of this.
My very first print was that and Sasquatch Hunters.
Really?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. All right, I'm going to go to some art because I said I would hop around a little bit. Or. Okay. I have a nine. A nice
This is not graded, Chris.
Superman bust, pencil and ink Neil, signed by Neil. And the price on this is $1,500. So it is a large piece on an 8.5 by 11. This can be colored for additional money. It's really nicely pen and inked Superman by Neil, very clean.
Very clean, very handsome.
8.5 by 11 is the size of this.
Just so you all know, I have the color reference for this already.
And it is $1,500. Now, when Zia says I have the color reference for this, there is a Superman piece that every time we show it, which it won't be showed tonight, it's where basically Clark Kent is unveiling his Superman chest, and it has a background that Zia created in color. And it is a gorgeous, like, sunset-y piece in an alleyway with Superman. So this would be colored very nicely. $1,500 is the price for the black and white. We could color on a separate piece of paper, keeping your original Neil Adams pristine.
And actually, also what I do is I go online and I find models in the same pose with lighting that I like that I use as reference. So that I already have for this guy's face. It is ready to go.
Very Adam Hughesy coloring.
Yes.
Okay.
As both of my parents always taught me, reference.
Mm-hmm. Okay, next up is original art again. 8.5 by 11 Batman. This is a Batman bust, just like I just showed a Superman bust. Batman here is $1,400. And he is signed by Neil. Again, this can be colored. No, that's Soups with rock in color. So,
There's a couple of go-to actors that I look for when I'm working with either Batman or Superman.
so who do you go to for Superman?
Superman will usually get John Hamm,
Interesting.
but there is somebody had done sort of like a mix of like morphed the current Superman, not the new one that's coming, but the British guy,
Henry
And-
Cavill.
Henry Cavill and Christopher Reeve. Somebody had sort of morphed between the two of them
Mm-hmm.
for a front-on. I used for front-on Superman,
Hmm.
and then somebody did a same morph of Ben Affleck and can't remember the name of the other actor, but anyway, those are usually what I go to for the front-ons because they're really good and they're not like specifically one actor or the other.
Right.
But I always pull for like if I find interesting lighting or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And then I also have a great app that's sort of like a 3D app that if I want to play with the lighting, I can see where on the face the light will hit in whatever color that I want to use.
Cool. Insight into Zia's coloring. I hope
Mm.
everybody wrote that down or kept this piece.
Well, I know Happy Towers is going to go back and go, okay, ask Zia about the app and get reference for blah, blah, blah.
8.5 by 11 Batman for 1400 signed by me. Go. So nobody answered me if they were home or they were at work.
And we're back to Prince. Okay.
I'm going to go back and forth and drive you crazy.
Thanks. I appreciate that.
No problem. Actually, I think we're going to take this out of the plastic.
Well, take
it out of the plastic.
I know. I was going to say you're going to have to, or else I'm really going to shoot you.
Okay, there you go.
Thank you. I do appreciate that.
So this is a Detective 1000 Batman cover that Continuity did as a variant for its comic store.
Just text me Happy Towers. I'll tell you all about it.
Happy Towers is homeless and unemployed. Oh no.
It's okay. I'm not too far from it.
So this is a Detective 1000 cover
We'll have a cardboard box together in no time.
that, well, maybe we'll just make an art row.
There you
An
go.
art homeless row. 13 by 19 is the size of this print. It is signed by Neil at the bottom. And this is one of the variants we did for Detective 1000.
Well, I'm glad you're kidding.
So once again, a really nice piece by Neil. Robin is back there. So if you're into Batman and Robin, nice piece.
Yep, and I'm pretty sure this was digitally colored by Tim Shin. But those water splashes, all me.
And I will say the lightning bolt that is behind Batman is the lightning bolt that was outside
The
the
window.
window the other night.
It was great because we had just finished the show, and my back is to the windows, and Chris is facing the windows, and her face just went like Looney Tunes, you know. And I was at such a point, I was so dead. I was like, whatever it is that's behind me, just let it get me. Okay, I'm not
And that's
I'm not
what you
fighting.
said. You said, let it kill me.
let it kill me. Whatever it is, let it get me. But apparently, it was a humongo Neil Adams bolt of lightning that happened.
Total Neil Adams thick bolt of lightning that you only see in like Frankenstein movies or on Neil's artwork.
Dad must have gone all Zeus on us that night or something.
I think so. He was channeling the show.
I tell you, Dad, as a mortal human being, if he could have thrown lightning bolts, that would have made him so happy.
It There'd be a lot of singed people out there.
I think he would have just done it for fun, though. I
Mm.
don't think he actually would have gone after anybody. I think he just would have done it because, like, making things go boom.
Joel would have been killed.
I mean, Joel he may have killed. He may have bolted Joel. But, I mean, that's kind of where I get my boom from.
Mm. So we're looking at a 13 by 19. This was a New York Comic-Con Green Lantern, obviously, piece. It has many of the Green Lanterns, like Hal Jordan, John Stewart, and Zia, you have to take over from there.
Okay, well, it's John Stewart, Hal Jordan, there's Guy Gardner, there's Kilowog in the background,
And then
there's
we get
Kyle Rayner,
Yes.
and the girl whose name I can't even
The girl
start
seems to
pronouncing.
be, nobody really knows who she is.
No, she just got a complicated name. They couldn't have kept it simple.
Now this piece is signed by
Because,
Neil.
like, her dad is Sinestro. Okay, that I can pronounce.
Mhm.
But they had to go wonky with her.
It is $100 to buy. Nice piece if you're into the lanterns.
Fernando, we do not have any mystery boxes anymore. Sorry.
Yeah, we don't have enough artwork to do mystery boxes. I could probably do like CGC and comic book mystery boxes, but then people will be like, but Chris, what happened to the art ones?
Yeah.
We're just coming down to the end of the Neil Adams art to do mystery boxes. Okay, next up is Lieutenant Blueberry.
This is probably the last time Chris is going to put this
I
up.
said I would do it next Wednesday night. We'll do the last time.
Oh.
Nobody buys this by next Wednesday, and then this will be.
I thought Monday was the deadline.
No, I'll give it till Wednesday night show.
All right, fair enough.
If nobody buys this up till Wednesday night show, then I'm going to buy this. So this is $600 to buy. It is a 5x7. And it is Lieutenant Blueberry, drawn by Neil Adams. It is
I would say it's bigger than 5x7. Because the width of the paper is
I don't know why I
8.5.
said 5x7.
So it's
8.5 by
wide.
11. Sorry.
Yeah, where did
Thank
go?
you. I don't know where I went. 8.5 by 11. $600. Lieutenant Blueberry. And this will be going Wednesday night if nobody else buys it. Lieutenant Blueberry, once again drawn by Neil. It is 8.5 by 11 paper. I'm sorry, I don't know why I said 5x7.
Fernando, for the Krusty Bunker, there is no Krusty Bunker in NYC. The Krusty Bunker is only out in California. And we here in the New York City office, we don't do the mystery boxes anymore. As for the Krusty Bunker ones, you would have to direct message them and find out what's in their mystery boxes.
Usually their mystery boxes are comic books, CGCs and comic books. All right. Gonna hop over to Batgirl.
Okay.
Or maybe not.
Well, not if you're going to trash the place. No.
Sorry.
That's right. We see what-
Okay. We had the black and white of Batgirl. And now we have a color of Batgirl. Both of these go together for the price of $1,900. Now this is the original black and white art by Neil, signed by Neil here. And this is the colored art, colored by Zia, by making a print of the black and white.
And
And
I,
they
like a
coloring-
schmuck, have not done a scan of this. But
Coloring the print so that you can keep the pristine original art of Neil. So you get both of these pieces for $1,900. Batgirl is a really nice pencil and ink by Neil. It is a sign piece by Neil.
And it is colored using the Yvonne Craig 1960s coloring with the texture in the costume as well. Hopefully you can see that, but
And this is exactly how we used to work with a lot of advertising agencies in New York City. Neil would do the originals. We would then make copies and then color the copies so that if there were changes that had to be made, it didn't impact the original art anymore.
Happy Tower says deal of the month.
This is a deal of the month. This is great pricing.
That, and especially with that texture on her. That is that easy.
Okay, next up is. I put the Batman here somewhere.
Who are you looking for?
The new Batman piece that we're playing with. Oh, it's over here.
Oh, okay. Fernando is asking if we recommend any comic book stores in the area. I was at St. Mark and Lion Den a while back, Forbidden Planet 2. The latter was very tiny. We usually recommend Midtown Comics.
We also, if you're out in Queens, I would recommend Royal Collectibles.
Definitely.
They're a small store, but they have a ton of stuff. And they're really not a small store. But for New York City, they're not a small store.
Yeah.
Midtown Comics is a very large store. It sells a lot of different things. It sells back issues, new stuff, graphic novels. If you're into Star Trek and sci-fi, they have all our Dungeons and Dragons. They have all that stuff. They have gaming. They have cards. They have tchotchkes, Funko Pops, T-shirts, everything. There are 2 big floors and fun to hang out in. Royal Collectibles, I would say, probably has a better eclectic, maybe, taste on their back issue stuff, but they are based out of Queens. Midtown Comics is based out of Midtown Manhattan.
It depends on whether you want to go to the local supermarket or the Costco. If you want a place that's got everything, then it's Midtown Comics. If you want a place that's got a little bit more curated, then Royal Collectibles is where to go.
Right. Now this is a piece of Z.
Ooh, that was a good word usage. Curated,
That is. You want me to, I could take it out of the box. This is a piece that Zia is currently working on. We're talking about densing the background up on this. And she's already punched some stuff forward on this piece. So this is a piece that we're going to have really ready for Wednesday night to show, because it's a work in progress. So this will be Wednesday night show debut, but it is coming. It is a pen, ink, and color original all in one. And it is a sign piece by Neil. The size of this is 8.5 by 11. It has not yet been priced, so I don't know what price this will get in the end.
And according to Happy Towers, Midtown Comics sells hot dogs and pretzels too.
Nice. So once again, 8.5 by 11. Batman with a bat blade.
It's a bat shuriken.
Ah, okay. And moon. And like I said, this will be coming Wednesday night.
Byron on YouTube, what might help us out? Happy Tower says this looks awesome.
Mm-hmm. So again, a reason to watch Wednesday night is if you're interested in this piece. This will be going up priced and finished on Wednesday. All right, next up, I have a Batman Remark.
And just to mention, Byron, I love that you're speaking up. We don't get too many people that comment on YouTube, so please keep at it. And if you're feeling in the sharing mood, please share with others. Sharing is caring, as we like to say here.
So this is the 400th issue of Batman.
This is a facsimile.
Right. Once again, a facsimile, meaning it's new, it's been reprinted. What is interesting about this piece is the Batman head sitting in the middle is pencil, ink, and color by Neil, signed by Neil. This facsimile edition with the remark of Batman in color done by Neil. And that's also, I will say, that's a nice sized remark by Neil. It's not just like a little bat head. The price for this is $500 to buy. And Neil normally did not color his remarks. I mean, maybe there's a handful of colored remarks out there. And it is hand colored by Neil himself. $500 is the price on this piece.
It's not a remark, no, it is a remark.
Correct. And
It's
like I
nice
said,
and
it
big.
is a facsimile edition.
Yes, this is not an original printing.
Right.
This is a facsimile.
So that is available. Man-Bat, which we had, Man-Bat has left us.
He flew away.
He flew away. He belongs to somebody else now. He found a good home.
He's forever home.
Yes. All right. I'll take this down for a sec. Okay. I have a number of, I'll move my stuff to the side here for a sec, of the Bronze Age Batman Omnibus Volume 1,
Oh,
which
boy.
has a ton of Neil Adams stuff in it, and it has other artists because it's the beginning of Batman. But it is signed by Neil on the inside. You can use this book as a doorstop. The late 60s marked the height of Batmania when fans of the television series and the comic books.
Dr. Revolt is watching us.
Oh my God.
Hi, Danny.
So this is the time
You're
we
going to have to come
find
visit us at some point.
we find Danny at 5:34. He's turned into an old man.
He just woke up.
So
I don't know what his hours are.
for those of you who are like, who are Chris and Zia talking about? We're talking about Dr. Revolt, who is a well-known spray painter of trains during the 70s, probably into the 80s.
Graffiti
artiste of New York City. He has books. He gets paid lots of money to go spray things these days. And he used to work at Continuity for a short time period, coloring advertising artwork that some of you may have bought. So back to my Bronze
Chris,
Age
it's only
Batman.
been fairly recently that Chris has explained Danny to me. Because when he was working here, he was just fucking Danny. But we love Danny.
We do. Okay, and you can look Danny up through.
Happy Towers just bugged out. He says, "Wait, you guys know Revolt?"
Yeah, we do. We've eaten with Revolt. And we have had many late nights with Revolt.
We've butted heads with Revolt.
That too.
He says, "Ha ha." But yeah, we love Dr. Revolt / Danny. I know him as Danny, but everybody else knows
I
him
just
as
know him as Okay, Bronze Age Batman. I'm going to pay for that one. Omnibus Volume 1, which is Brave and the Bold, Neil Adams. These are groundbreaking stories And like I said, the nice thing about it is it has a really nice in gold Neil Adams signature in the book. This book is a little pricey on shipping. It originally was $125. We sell this for $100 with the Neil Adams signature. It was $125 without a Neil Adams signature. I have a bunch of these left and would love to gladly ship these out to you. And basically, it is a really nice book. It has a ton of pages. I mean, it's definitely more than a weekend's read. It has other artists in here besides Neil, but it does have Neil's stuff in there. You can kill somebody with this book if you need to murder someone on the weekend. Again, great book to pick up. Ooh, early Batman, crazy stuff. So again, this is based on Brave and the Bold. So if you're into that early Brave and the Bold stuff, where actually Neil did Batman and Brave and the Bold before he actually worked on Batman. Because Julie wouldn't give Neil Batman. No matter how much at the time Neil begged for Batman, Julie was like, no, you can't have Batman. So Neil found a way through Brave and the Bold to get to play with Batman, and then made Batman super cool to the point where Julie had to break down and allow Neil Adams to draw Batman for Batman.
Well, all right, how do you get an Adams to do something? Tell us we can't.
Exactly. I don't know where we get that from.
I can't imagine.
So again, we're selling the edition with a real Neil Adams signature in it. We're selling it for $100. The book originally sold for $125 without any signature in it. Yeah, you can definitely knock a burglar out in New York City with that book for sure. The second book I have is also...
Which may have some Danny coloring in it. Dr. Revolt coloring might be in this. Danny, if you're still watching, you're going to have to let us know.
Yeah, is there a piece in here by you? Basically, they normally have signatures in them. I just happen to pick one that doesn't have a signature in it. This is our old Neil Adams Continuity Studios portfolio. This represents our advertising agency. And Marilyn and myself used to go around with portfolios and just, we would have to leave them places and then get them back. And it was real pain in the butt. So what we decided to do was actually do a book that looked like our portfolio to get advertising work. So in here is the majority of our better pieces of advertising that we did. And for all you know, Danny, as we know him, Dr. Revolt, may have colored one of these. I don't know. But this is a lot of our commercial work. Again, it's interesting artwork by Neil. It is fantastic coloring by many people that have come through the doors of continuity. That includes Lynn Varley, Dr. Revolt, Seymour Schechter, Shelby McPherson, Polly Law, a number of people. Neil also did some coloring in here himself. So it's a nice portfolio book of stuff, and it comes with a big signature in the front, usually done in silver. I just, of course, picked the one that did not have a signature.
And our price on this
is $60. And it looks like a little black portfolio because, like I said, we used...
and Danny says, don't forget Jamie, rest in peace.
Yes, exactly. So, yeah, we've lost a number of continuity people. So, many different eras of continuity in creatives that have come through the doors of continuity.
Happy Tower says, I love this portfolio. And Danny, you should know on our Facebook, a fellow that goes by Happy Towers, big fan of yours. just bugged out at the level that people usually bug out when they find out that we're connected to Dad.
You're evil, equal to Neil right now.
You're evil to me.
Evil and equal to Neil right now. Okay, next piece up is a famous piece. This is a read. I was gonna say
He keeps
read.
on sending us Spock hands. He's telling us to live long and prosper.
This is not based on the original one that Neil did.
Well, it is based on it, but it's not the
It
original.
is
that
not
one that he did.
the original one that Neil did. This is based on. This is actually done better in his mind. I know in most other people's minds, the answer to that would be like, no, you should have left it alone.
Well, I will say I do like Dead Man's face better in this one than the
yes,
original.
Dead Man does have a better face on this one.
He's a lot more snarly and a lot more like realistically drawn in this one.
So this is 13 by 19. Again, this is a print. It is signed by Neil. Excuse me. Signed by Neil.
Happy Tower says, I will never give up any of my portfolios, by the way.
There you go.
I didn't think you would.
And
regardless.
this again is a very highly detailed pencil. I think this is my last one that I have found that actually has a Neil Adams signature on it. Yeah, I'm not seeing any more in this pile. So again, this is $100 to buy. And this is like being at a convention, except you don't get to talk to Neil, you get to talk to us. That's just sad. We can work on our stock knowledge so we can be like Neil at a convention.
We're less likely to bust your balls.
Well, I don't know about that. 13 by 19. Now this is a color piece. Now this is actually the real one. Okay,
Yes.
So this is 251. This is a really nice éclat of the cover of 251 in color. Signed by Neil in silver.
There it is right over the Lookout Gotham.
And it is $100 to buy. The famous 251. Of Joker with Batman being tortured, which is always fun. Any cover as a kid that Batman was being tortured, I was happy. And look what I turned into. Again, the price on this is $100. It is 13 by 19 in size, and it is signed by Neil at the bottom in silver, right by the Gotham sign. Again, fancy, nice paper. 13 by 19 is the size. Now the next one up is the variant cover we did for State of Comics, which during the Joker series, they had us redo a number of Neil's covers, except change the characters around. I'm never going to get this one out of the plastic.
You need help.
I got it.
There you
So where Batman was holding a Joker was holding a Batman card. Now we have Batman holding a Joker card. So again, this is from the cover of Joker #1. We were asked to make it feel like 251, but change it around.
Yep, and I called dibs on coloring all of the Joker covers that Dad drew.
So once again, colored by Z. 100 to buy, 13 by 19 is the size. So I like this piece. I think actually having the two near each other is kind of cool. Soups. Let's see what else I got here.
What
this
you
is
got
really,
in your little stack there, Chris?
what?
What you got in your stack?
I have Green Arrow. A character that I feel is like sliding away
I know he's drifting
in time.
away
He's
from us.
drifting. Like, where is Green Arrow?
He got caught in a riptide and he's being pulled out to sea.
I
We
think
need to bring
so.
him back.
Right, like right now, Hal Jordan is going to be coming out as a TV show with Jon Stewart. Green Arrow seems to have been put to bed. We have a Superman movie coming out. I mean, even Batman's kind of put to bed. But Green Arrow is like, where is Green Arrow these days? And he's such a cool character. So here is a really nice 13 by 19 print. This was actually a piece that Neil either did as a commission or for the show. We did sell it. And I ended up loving it so much that I sent it to DC Comics, and it just was the right time. And they picked it up as a piece because actually the art director of covers really liked it himself. He didn't really have a place to put it, but he loved it and wanted to hold on to it till he had a place to put it. And then they actually ran this vertically.
Yep.
As a white cover.
Yep.
For comics, which is like not too often done.
And unfortunately on a paper that you can't marker color on.
Yeah.
I kind of wish they had printed it on like the paper that they print blanks on, because then you can color it if you want to.
It would make a cool blank cover that isn't a blank.
Mm.
But whatever. So 13 by 19. This is a print, and it has a Neil Adams signature at the bottom for 100. Okay, we have 2 more prints. We'll do some art. We'll pull some clays. Okay. So this one is a Harley Quinn. Now this is a sketch cover that Neil did. So this isn't like a real cover. It was a sketch cover that either Neil did at a convention or somebody sent it in and said, hey, Neil, can you draw it?
I think they sent it in because Dad had me color it.
All right. Had Harley Quinn and Batman?
Batman.
Yeah, Batman's dead in the background. On the cover. We love this piece so much, we decided to do a print of it. So this isn't a cover that you'll find out there as a cover. It is 13 by 19. And it is $100, signed by Neil. I think this one, I only have, this may be my last one for this one. But cute Harley Quinn. She's obviously bashed out Batman in the background.
Yeah.
It is not overtly violent, but yet you get the message.
It is post-violence.
Exactly.
A bit on the Looney Tunes side.
$100 to buy. And then my last print for the night, which I believe this is the last one of this one that I have, signed by Neil, unless something comes up. But this is 13 by 19. This is the famous cover that was on a Sal Cortuccio book. It is the DC versus Marvel cover with Atomic Mouse in the middle, signed by Neil.
Or as we call him, Adam's Mouse.
13 by 19, $100. in gold. Dad pulled out the gold for us.
All right, so for the gentleman on YouTube, Byron, what you can do is I'm going to put up our website, which is neiladamsstore.com. There is a contact us button on there, which you can email us there and send us any information that you desire. Please, if you want it to go to me and Chris, please do attention Zea, which is ZEEA, and Chris, KRIS, and we will get your message. Thank you.
Okay, I'm going to do some art. Like I said, these are more or lower key pieces of art. You are looking for high-end stuff. That is our Wednesday night show. So I have a Batman Who Laughs for $500. That is pen and ink Neil, signed by Neil at the bottom. And this one may have a forever home soon. So if you're into this, I would grab it now because there's somebody else who's on the fence over this piece. Next, I have Havoc. Really nice pen and ink of Havoc. Now this Havoc is larger in the space because this paper was designed before our cream colored paper so that the square that the artwork gets drawn in is a little bit bigger. The price on this one is $900 to buy, and all of these black and whites can be colored for additional money if that's what you're looking for. And the reason why I like this Havoc is the line work on this one is very, very nice. Has a lot of different weights to it. A lot of fine line work on his, I'm going to refer to it as a necklace. It is not a necklace. It is a costume design.
Collar.
Collar.
How about that? That works.
Christ, don't call it a necklace. We have a colored original piece of art by Neil of Linda Carter as Wonder Woman. Signed by Neil. Color on this is Zea. Pen and ink on this is Neil. And it is $700 to buy. Now this is an original that was colored on the original art. So nice Linda Carter at $700 by Neil. I have what we refer to as Startled Batman for $700. Pen and ink Neil, signed by Neil. Which I think this would be an interesting piece to see what Zea would do with color on Startled Batman. And she'd be like, I hate you, Chris, for saying that.
No, no, not at all. This would be fun to do.
It's a little different than normal Batman. Would take an adventurous soul. $700, pen and ink Neil, signed by Neil.
I may grumble through a challenge, but I love the challenges at the same time.
We still have a Silver Surfer left. Pen and ink Neil, 8.5 by 11 paper, signed by Neil for $600.
Yep, my first time doing Silver Surfer, that was a challenge because I didn't want to do the gray Silver Surfer. I wanted to make him really reflective.
Yeah, and you did a
And
fantastic
it came
job.
out great.
She did galaxies reflecting off of the silver of Silver Surfer.
I made him polished silver, not that brushed silver where he's all gray. No, no.
So
Not that I can't do the polish, the
brushed silver.
brushed silver gray, but I like a challenge.
600 for Silver Surfer. All right. I have the cool Joker that Chris wants for 700.
With the Corona carnation.
Happy Tower says the startled Batman is the what you talking about Robin version. Now Zia just did, if you look at her through Neil's, definitely his Facebook, I'm pretty sure even his Instagram. If you go back a little bit, you'll see a Joker very
Time-lapse,
similar
yeah.
to this Joker that Zia colored that came out fabulous. Again, this is 700. It is 5x7 Joker, black and white by Neil and an ink.
And last time I did it, it was sort of like a carnival background, but you could get a city background, you could get any kind of, whatever you're feeling. Happy Tower says that circle does do something.
It does.
And I will occasionally, if I'm feeling inspired, I do like to occasionally put like silver or gold foil into pieces, and that might be a nice piece for some foil. All right, Sarah. Yep. Let me know. I'm not showing any crazy Zia stuff today, but if you look at Wednesdays, Ford bought my Killer Clowns from Outer Space, the clowns that come up out of the popcorn. But I do have other stuff planned, like Evil Dead, Gremlins, more Killer Clowns, and I said Evil Dead, Reanimator, like the vintage B horror movie kind of stuff. So I'm open to suggestions.
Into Halloween because the stores have started Halloween.
Yeah, no, there's been posts about Halloween all over the place. I'm like, yes, I get to start like at the beginning of summer for my Halloween stuff.
Zia is a big Halloween person.
I am the ween.
So exactly, you are the ween. So there should be a lot of Halloween stuff coming from Zia.
Sarah says excellent, awesome.
So 700 for Batman who looks over his shoulder. Pen and ink by Neil, signed.
Actually, Sarah, I did a time lapse of the popcorn Killer Clowns. If you go back in on my Facebook.
I have a Man Bat, 8.5 by 11, pen and ink by Neil, signed for 600. Fantastic price for a really hard work piece. A lot of interesting inking on Man Bat. A lot of detail. And it's not easy to make a horrible character look cute, but yet menacing at the same time. So it takes a lot to do a Man Bat character.
Yeah, he's fluffy. Well, then when it comes to bats, you sort of have to be careful too, because there's all different kinds of bats. I don't like the ones with like the flap nose.
Yeah.
I don't like those, but there's some like really cute bats.
Mm-hmm.
And Dad sort of found a happy medium between cute and menacing.
Those National Geographics of the house paid off, see what can I say?
That's right. And Sarah Snyder will tell you, Voodoo Doll Man Bat is freaking adorable.
I will even have to say, Voodoo Doll Man Bat by Zia is adorable.
Yes.
Okay, we have 8.5 by 11, John Stewart, pen and ink by Neil, signed by Neil for 800. Available.
And actually, John Stewart colors up really nicely
John
too.
Stewart colors look great. I have a Batman forward for 800.
He's looking very stoic.
8.5 by 11 by Neil.
Actually, the last time I did it ahead of it was It was Muhammad Ali and the basketball player. Help me out.
Shaquille O'Neal.
No, the one that was on the cover of ESPN.
Oh,
Well, they had
Jordan.
a boxing. Michael Jordan. Yeah, it was Muhammad Ali and Michael Jordan, and the most comments that I got were from people saying that they were so happy that they were not exactly the same color.
There you go.
It's like a lot of colors will color people of color the same color, and it's like, no, people come in many different
but
tones.
we do use the same peachy colored for white people.
No, I do not.
There you go. So I would say the same mentality's got to work on every nationality of color. So 800 for Batman, 8.5 by 11.
All right, Fernando, I am not familiar with a Taschen publisher.
Taschen.
Taschen. Okay,
Yes.
so you know who Taschen is.
Yes, I do.
Okay. He was asking earlier if you have any of the Taschen publications.
Yes, I do.
No idea what that means.
I know
does
what that means. Here, I'm going to put up Flash, and then I'm going to go get a Taschen book.
Okay.
Okay, so Flash is 8.5 by 11. Pen and ink Neil signed for 700. Oh my gosh.
And actually, Flash colors up gorgeously as well, just because I like my jewel tones and the reds. And this is one of the older papers.
You know what? It's not Taschen.
It's not Taschen.
No.
Okay, Fernando, we would have to look to see if we actually have any of the Taschen books. I
Is he
don't
talking
know.
about the one Paul Levitz did?
Are you talking about the one Paul Levitz did? And Kless Blog, I am absolutely looking forward to the Muhammad Ali vs. Superman reissue next month as well.
Right. If he sends me a direct message, whoever's looking for the Taschen book, we have the Silver Age and Golden Age.
Okay, so Fernando, if you can send us a direct message, then Chris will be able to probably on Monday let you know which books that we
take
have
photos
available.
of what I have. Because when you say Taschen, I actually thought this was a Taschen book, but it's not a Taschen book. So this is what came into my head. But I do have those huge books of the Golden Age of DC and the Silver Age of DC, which I know Paul Levitz did the Golden Age.
He says it's the giant volumes of comic art and all.
Yeah.
All right, so Fernando, if you send us a direct message, then Chris will be able to answer you like probably Monday.
Yeah, because I'm gonna have to pull those. They're at the top of our bookcases.
And Chris is not particularly tall, so I'm probably gonna have to reach them for
They
him.
also weigh 1,000,000 pounds. Like those can kill you.
Yeah.
If you don't grab them right. Okay, I will put this away then. Okay,
So we are back on the
Flash.
He says EC is the volume.
Oh, EC books. No, EC Taschens.
Well, he's looking at us to see what we have.
I do have. I'll send him Monday what I have.
Okay. So if you direct message us so that we can get back to you.
Because
Chris
now
will
I
send you on
kind of get
Monday
a
what
sense
we
of what
have.
he's looking for. He's looking for collections. And I do have two. I actually have one that's signed by Paul Levitz and one that's signed by Neil.
Okay.
So. All right, I'm going to put up some color guides. And then I'm going to go right to some CGCs.
Okay. And what is the number on this?
Okay, this is $500. This is page 3 from Daughter of the Demon Treasury size. This is a hand-colored separation where we call out the numbers. This is old school coloring.
Which is why you see the BR2, Y2, and Y2 and B3 in there.
Which actually Paul Levitz just did a really nice piece about the women in Bridgeport, Connecticut, who used to get these and then do ruby lists of the percentages of color. like they were colorists in a way. And all of them were always nameless. They were just and they were women.
Yep.
And it was out of Bridgeport, Connecticut, out of, I believe it was World Color, but I may be wrong. But Paul Levitz just wrote a whole big thing about that on his Facebook page.
Yeah, I'll have to look at
So
it.
this is what he's talking about, where a colorist hand colors this with
Dr. Martin. Dr. Martin Dies.
Dr. Dies.
Martin Dr. Mize.
And then you would write it's Y2R2B2, which is 2% blue, 2% yellow, and
When
whatever.
those 25, it was always in
25?
25% increments.
All right. So
Wow,
you see
how do
that's
I
what-
know that you don't? 'Cause I colored.
Because you colored.
Because I colored.
I just mixed them.
See, that's why when people talk publishers, I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. I just make pretty pictures, but you know what they're talking about.
Sometimes. So this is $500. This is a Corey Adams, Neil Adams original, hand colored with Dr. Martin Dies brush with call out numbers for $500. It is from Daughter of the Demon, page 3, and it is from the Treasury edition.
See, this is why you, me, and Pete make the perfect trifecta.
Yes.
Because anything that one of us is missing, one of the other ones will know.
That's why we can't be broken up.
That's right.
We're one package deal. All right.
You complete me.
Pete, and you complete me, honestly. All right, this is the same story. This is page 5 with Batman, Ra's al Ghul. And this is the same story, Daughter of the Demon, $500 to buy, hand colored by Neil and Corey. And it does have the call out numbers on it. Nostalgia piece here for sure. A certificate of authenticity will go with both of these. Okay. Now I'm going to move on to my CGC part.
Oh boy.
Okay. I'm just going to do a couple of CGCs, and then Z and I are going to call her for tonight because it's summertime. And we want to go to the beach too.
Yeah.
So this is a 9.8 yellow label, which I'm just going to say out there, whatever yellow labels are out in the wilderness out there are the only yellow labels that are going to be out there.
Of Neil's.
Of Neil's. Yellow labels have been discontinued on the Neil Adams train. So we handed in the last of ours, and then they closed the door on that.
So this is an original sketch cover. So that is original art with pencil, ink, and color by Neil. It is witnessed with the yellow label, signature series label, at a
9.8.
9.8 for 1900.
Flash number 750 from 2020 for 900. Now the nice thing about this is you don't have to wait a year.
1900.
Oh, 1900. Sorry.
There's a one there.
1900. It's because I was thinking two things at the same
I know, it's okay. We
time.
love you.
They would like a $900 price on this.
I would like a $900 price on that.
1900 is the price for this. Sorry about that. Does he prompt me?
You gotta fatten up that one.
Yeah. Now, I will say a 9.8 on a sketch cover from Neil Adams is a rarity.
Yeah.
Neil does not draw the Flash that often, but when he does a dynamite job. Personally, I think this is a great piece of art on a sketch cover. The fact that it got a 9.8 makes me happy, and the price of $1,900 is a fantastic price considering you can't get a yellow label anymore. So the fact that this is still here is kind of insane in my world. And just because you buy it today, a lot of people who are making a lot of money on stuff they bought a long time ago, they have sat on that stuff for 25, 30 years. And now everybody's mad because I can't turn it around tomorrow and mark it up. So if you I'm seeing stuff that people bought from our show in the last 3 to 4 years that are selling stuff up at a markup. So 3 to 4 years is not a long time period to hold on to something, guys. Okay, I have a Fantastic Four Antithesis #1, which Neil did in 2020. And this is a 9.6. This is the first issue by Neil of the Fantastic Four series he did. And we're selling this 9.6 at $150. And again, it's the first issue of the series, Fantastic Four Antithesis #1 that came out in 2020. So it's actually the last, I believe this was the last series Neil did. And it was for Marvel. And it was really fun to work on. Mark Waid was the writer on this. Neil did the pencils, and actually Mark Farmer did the inks on the interiors. Neil inked his own covers. The price again is $150.
1,500. Not 150.
It's $150.
Oh, it's 150.
Yeah, you're having the reverse effect of me.
No, I saw it on there. I'm sorry, guys. It's 150.
150, 9.6.
Hello, Lisa from Brazil. I need to go to bed.
Okay, next up is a 9.8. Now this is the Batman versus Ra's al Ghul #1 2019 series. So
It was
obviously,
originally supposed to be a color cover.
well, this is a
Not that
sketch
I'm-
cover.
Not
There
that I'm
was a
bitter.
color cover. This is
Yes,
a
I know.
sketch cover.
But this was colored. It just wasn't printed in color. Not that I'm bitter about it or anything.
She's bitter. And every time I bring this up, I'm going to shoot her in the head. So this is Neil's black and white of the cover. We're selling this 9.8 because it had a very limited run for $400. Again, yellow label, sketch cover, which is not one that he's drawn on. It's a printed cover. And when they say sketch cover in this particular piece, they're talking about black and white.
Oh, sweet. Hello. Haven't seen you in a while.
We just keep everybody on their toes. We figure, oh, they're getting used to us being on this night. Let's change. Or let's change our time. Those girls. Okay, this one is $1,500. Okay, now this one is $1,500 because this is original art drawn on a white blank. So this is Batman Black and White #1 from 2013, an original Neil Adams drawing right here on this cover. 8.5 yellow label. Like I said, you can't get those yellow labels anymore. The price on this is $1,500. A nice bust of Batman. Which is like a nice piece. Oops. It's going to get too tall and then you won't be able to see me. Okay, next up is, now this is a crazy one. Now this is a 9.9. This has Kevin Eastman and Neil Adams both signed this copy. It is a 9.9, not a 9.8, but a 9.9. We sell this for $1,500, and it is a yellow label. This came out in 2019. It is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles number 100, Game Changer Edition. Neil is up at the top of it. Kevin Eastman is down at the bottom of it. I don't think that many people have Neil Adams and Kevin Eastman both signed together on a comic book cover. So
That's
that's
CGC, I can tell you that much.
so really what you're buying here is Kevin Eastman and Neil Adams, two signatures.
And whoever that guy that used to sit up front
Neil
with
Adams.
the blue shirt.
And the fact that it is a 9.9 and it is a yellow label. So $1,500 is the price. The cover was done by Neil Adams. Almost forgot that part. I'm gonna put this back in this. Where did it go? I don't know where it went. Okay.
Sam's on the road. There's roads in Canada.
There are roads in Canada, they just don't go anywhere.
They'll head
Okay. Black Panther, number 1, yellow label, 9.8. This is a Newberry Comics edition. That I don't know if that means anything to anybody. This was done in 2016, right before the movie release, or during the movie release. It is a 9.8. It is a Neil Adams cover. Black Panther number 1, yellow label. Which means it's a secured, for sure, Neil Adams signature. And it's a cool cover, 9.8, yellow label, Black Panther. Okay, here is a fave.
Happy Towers is asking, curious if you recall if you have a 9.8 Fantastic Four antithesis for us. Which number? You have to let us know which issue number.
The most important one is number 2 because it has a Galactus head. Okay, this is the second printing, which got the Galactus cover. It is a 9.8 yellow label.
Okay, he's looking for issue 3.
I can go look. Fantastic Four Antithesis number 2. So this is the second printing cover. Very limited amount was printed because it was a second printing. It is a 9.8 yellow, and it is
250.
$250 to buy.
Felix, if you send us a reminder direct message. so
I'm
Chris
pretty
can look
sure
it
I
up.
do have a 3.
Is that the one you're missing? You have all the other ones, but you're missing that one?
No.
Well, he said he's got a few yellow label books. So I don't know if
Well, they
he's-
got them in the red boxes.
Yeah.
So. Okay, next up is a 9.8 Joker.
Ooh, Joker number
4.
4.
So Joker number 4, 9.8, we sell for $200 with a 9.8. Well, send me a note, Happy Towers, and I will look in the bookshelf and see if I have anything. So this is yellow label Joker number 4, which is based on the famous Ra's al Ghul cover. And like we showed in the print, it was like change the characters around. So now Joker is on the ground. Commissioner Gordon is holding his outfit.
Yep.
So, again, this is $200 to buy. Joker number 4, yellow label, 9.8.
Actually, a little piece of trivia with one that Dad and I later joked about, but not at the time, but later on joked about, is that this is the last piece of art that Dad and I worked on together before he first got sepsis. Which Dad referred to as I almost died. So I told Dad that that's the last piece we worked on before he died the first time.
Well, in a way, he kind of did and came back.
Well, Dad has died a few times. I mean, there's a couple of times he almost drowned. He did not play carefully.
Okay, here we go. We are looking at a very old comic because this is an old CGC Yellow Label. So this is 2013. This is a 9.9. This is the black and white Walking Dead #1 for $1,200. Again, it's a 9.9 Yellow Label Walking Dead #1 2013. That's vintage. And it is signed by Neil, obviously Yellow Label, for $1,200. Walking Dead. And I remember we sold these out of a pier downtown on the east side that had basketball. We were in a basketball court.
Oh, that convention, yeah.
And it was so hot.
That was the one that I bolted from one end of the convention center to the other to do the photo op with Patrick Stewart. And I looked like a crazy lady. And he was so nice about it. That man is a gentleman.
All I know is there was no way out and there's no trains.
Yeah.
And you just walk
No
forever
public transportation from there
after
at
being
all.
on your feet all day long.
Yep. Concrete floors.
Concrete.
And if I remember correctly, Uhura was there. And one of the times that she walked past their table, she was complaining about the concrete floors and her sore feet. So the next day I came in with those gel inserts for her shoes. And that was also the day where, not that I'm the biggest fan of John Schneider anymore, but I was at the table, I was straightening out Dad's prints on the table, and I started feeling giddy. And I couldn't figure out why I was feeling giddy. And I'm looking around, and I see a bunch of other females in the herd starting to feel giddy. And I'm like, but I don't even know what I'm feeling giddy about. And I'm looking around, and finally I see John Schneider, Bo Duke from Dukes of Hazzard coming down the aisle. I'm like, that's it. And it's like the herd mentality where this pheromone wafted to me, and I didn't even know why I was feeling that way, but it hit me before I even knew what it was coming from.
There
it was
you go.
weird.
There you go.
If you ever think we're not animals.
And that was the man who did it, huh?
Bo Duke, man.
Bo Duke. Okay.
Hey, BS Matt. I've never experienced that before or since.
I see. Hello, Jim Hackett. How are you? I'm going to do 2 more weirdo pieces because we came on early. We're going to be coming on early on Fridays. Friday is going to be more about lower end art, pricing, and CGCs and prints, leaving our Wednesday night show a little bit more for art. We also had books that were available on this show for those of you who are coming on now.
Thank you for joining us, Greg.
For the summer, at least, Z and I are going to be coming on early on Fridays and doing our Friday shows early, just because we would like to get out early like the rest of the world. And then come winter, we'll be back.
Maybe.
Oh, maybe.
We may get used to this time on Friday.
Okay, I want to say that I have these available. Now, these hang really well in people's houses. Some people bought the Giclée. This is different than the Giclée. This is a Giclée done on canvas. Neil loved these. We have a handful of these left. You
may have to talk a little bit louder since you're talking through the canvas. Okay, I'm just letting you know.
These are $500 to buy. The size is.
These might.
I forget what the size is.
Yeah. Do you know where you're?
Yeah, my bedroom fits on my desk.
Right. Give me a second. I will go get the size while you talk it up.
So this was a giant painting that Neil did and sold to somebody. And that before we did that, we did really a huge scan of the piece.
This is 30 inches by 30 inches.
Okay. And Neil approved the scan that we did and used for the fancy Giclées. He also approved the fancy canvas printing we did on these. So this is $500 to buy. It obviously is Green Lantern, Green Arrow, duking it out. I know shown a couple of times Neil painting this on our conference room table. The same table I'm sitting at is
Right.
where Neil painted this.
And this is very true to color to the original. Also, the great thing is that the inked lines are actually inked. Like Dad used the same brush that he used to ink pages with to ink this painting, and the original was, I believe, 4 foot by 4 foot.
Right, it was huge.
And I have learned since doing the Ben Casey Girl painting series that I've been doing a 4 foot by 4 foot painting. Oh my God, never again.
Well, that's
but-
what he said.
Yeah, and now I know why. But yeah, he inked the inks of this piece, so this is an inked piece.
Right. So we sell this for $500. The canvas is on a. I'm gonna show you the back of it.
Yep.
Is
It's
on
a
a
wood
wood
frame.
frame. So they're done very, very nicely, very professional. They're very cool. There's plastic on this one. It comes signed in green by Neil at the bottom.
Okay, if you hold still, I'll see if I can zoom in on that.
It's in the gray section.
Trying to see it, yeah.
Yeah, it's in the gray section there in green. I keep the plastic on it
Just to protect
just
it.
to protect it. I may take the plastic off so that it's not as reflective because I see the problem with it.
Yeah.
Even if we were nighttime, we would have a problem with this.
Yeah. Let me darken it a little bit.
Yeah.
There you go.
So this is also available.
Oh, and Happy Towers, our pal on Facebook, says testimonial. I have this, and it's gorgeous, and it's less than a head sketch.
Okay,
That is true.
that's true.
And BS Max says, I have met Kevin Conroy, the voice of Batman, the animated series Batman.
Nice.
That must have been a little while ago.
Cool. All right, so that I'm going to say that's our show tonight for me and Z. So we went for a while.
We did.
All right, so anyone who's watching this, if we're not on the air, you can watch this leisurely, over the weekend. If you have anything you want or you want more knowledge of, please feel free to direct message us. We're generally around over the weekend.
And for those of you on YouTube, since there is no direct message on YouTube, I've posted up the Neil Adams Store website, which is neiladamsstore.com. We do have a contact us button on that page. So if you see anything that you would like to purchase that's haunting you over the weekend and say, I have to have it, please contact us through there.
All right, Hugh. I listened to the heavy metal movie soundtrack lately. Didn't know Neil worked on the space love sequence. Do you have any material from that? We did. I believe we've sold it, but then I go, did we? So I'm gonna have to look to answer that properly for
One
you.
never knows.
We did have a giant eyeball, but I feel like we had another piece. I just don't know if it eventually sold because I haven't seen it in a while, which would make me think it's sold. But then I don't have a memory of we sold it.
Right.
So I will hunt and get back to you on that. Not a problem. All right, so everybody have a great weekend. As I always say every weekend, don't get eaten by a shark and don't get caught in a riptide. And if you're in San Diego, have a great time and don't get lost.
And keep in mind, if you're in a riptide, go horizontal to the beach until you stop feeling yourself being pulled out, and then swim towards
And
the
if a
shore.
shark comes near you, just push its nose.
That's right, just grab it by the nose,
And
push
it just goes away.
A bullshit. A bullshit.
And that is our lovely emergency information that we give you for the weekend.
There you go. Have a great weekend, guys. We'll see you on Wednesday.
And, enjoy the Olympics, enjoy San Diego, enjoy a great weekend. And summer is still here. Yay.
Whoop, whoop.
Take care, everybody. Bye from Zia. Bye from
Bye.
Chris. See you Wednesday.